Welcome back. Lots of stocks in focus, so let's get straight down to it. Titagar and IRCTC are first on our radar. Mangalam is here to give us more on that. Mangalam is back from that exciting game that he, that he witnessed live. Mangalam, how was it? I mean, you're still smiling.
Well, I would have smiled a lot more had we won, but nevertheless, it was a great experience. Well, we're back to office, back to markets, and life goes on as usual, win or loss. So let's talk about the stocks itself. Titagar Wagons, that's been on a tear, and now they've formed a strategic partnership with ABB to work together to supply propulsion systems for metro projects in India. Now, metros are a huge market, though, this is not the first time they have come together. Back in 2020 as well, a similar arrangement was announced. So what are the modalities of this arrangement, as well as the order potential or business potential of this is something that we'll know, but general direction of this is positive. IRCTC is the other one. Rail Ministry has allowed the company for long-term tenders with, catering partners for about 5+2 years, and this was earlier rejected by them. What this does is this enables smooth implementation of providing passenger services on trains, and additionally their mineral water plant, which is the Rail Neer plant, another plant of theirs, this one in Odisha, has commenced commercial production. So both these news pieces are positive, and for IRCTC I have to add the kind of traffic that there was on the website for those last 2 days for ticket bookings. This would add to their overall rail ticket volumes as well.
Well, Mangalam, I think 2027, let's go to South Africa. We'll get rid of the ghost of 2003 because we lost in South Africa, and let's play Australia and lift the cup in 2027, irrespective of where we are.
Yes, Sonal is smiling very bright. Sonal, I don't know if you're going to get a chance to go for this trip. It could just be a boys' trip.
It's just both of us.
Conversation, Sonia. I'm just enjoying this conversation that's going on.
She knows she has the veto power at the end, so that's why she's smiling.
Ultimate finance minister is on the screen, so she'll decide whether Malu goes or not, and mine as well will be messaging in a short while for now. That's the 2027 plan, Mangalam. So, let's hope that we come out trumps then. But Sonal, you obviously handle the finances at home, but tell us about a couple of stocks that you're tracking, IGL as well as Oberoi Realty.
There's an interesting partnership that IGL has created. It is with Container Corp. They've signed an MOU to use transportation using LNG trucks, which is a more sustainable way. They are exploring the possibility of setting up an LNG or liquid CNG infrastructure within the premise of Container Corp's terminals. Initially, both the facilities will see an installation at Dadri terminal of Container Corp. So that is some interesting updates that have come through. Oberoi Realty continues to be on our radar. That is because the much-awaited Thane launch has happened for the company. They have launched Forest Will by Oberoi Realty. It's the first luxury residential project in Thane. The project will be spread over 18 acres. There are 5 residential towers, and it will be around 1,090 square feet. The starting price would be 1.87 crore onwards, and it is on the lower side considering the pricing that Oberoi Realty has. But it was much awaited, and this is a green tick on the stock today.
Thank you very much for that. I'm watching out for Tech Mahindra. It's not a big development, but the company has formed a JV with NEOM. Basically, NEOM is a Saudi Arabian development company, and they have a vision, Saudi Arabia, that they want to reduce their dependence on oil, and they want a more diversified, industries, and just increase the development of the So, in relation to that, this NEOM company has tied up with Tech Mahindra to help with the development, to bring in the partnership, whether it's metaverse, they're talking about various platforms, intellectual property development, cognitive solution. So they formed a JV, but right now we don't know the details of how big this opportunity could be. The other one is Rategain. If you remember last week, the board had said that they are going to be doing a fundraise of 600 crore rupees. Well, yesterday, the company has announced to the exchanges that a QIP of 600 crore has been closed. The floor price is at 643. Yesterday, the stock closed at 715. And some of the notable investors in the QIP, not all of them, but some of them are ICICI Prudential, Sunsundaram Mutual Fund, Pinebridge Global Fund, Societe Generale, True Capital, TROO Capital. So a mix of domestic and foreign investors have participated in Rategain. And Rategain has also been quite the outperformer, riding on the travel boom that we've seen.
Okay, well, thanks a lot for that. In the last 1 month, Rategain is up almost about 15%, so some traction there. Vivek is joining in to give us some stocks that are in the news this morning. Vivek, what do you have?
Well, good morning. Quite a few stocks on the radar on the back of news flow. First on our list, Tata Power. Now, Tata Power consistently over the last 6 to 7 months have actually gone ahead and signed multiple contracts. Now, this is as far as the renewable energy arm of the company is concerned. So now, up till this particular month, the company has signed 1.4 gigawatt capacity of group captive projects. This is in their arm, Tata Power Renewable Energy Limited. Some of the group projects include both, setting up plants for Tata Steel as well as Tata Motors. Overall renewable capacity as of October 2023 stands at 7.9 gigawatt. The other stock on our radar is Kirloskar Electric. An overhang lifts over there. The management has withdrawn the lockout notice at the company's unit at Bangalore Rural District, and the company has asked, all of the workmen to return to the factory premises. Some positive news flow coming in as far as CIE Automotive 2 is concerned. The company earlier had an income tax demand of almost 33 crore rupees. However, after multiple appeals, now the company will receive a refund of 14.5 crore. Further, the company adds that this is below the company's claim of close to 20.9 crore. So they will be having further appeals as far as the income tax is concerned. And lastly, Vascon Engineering, an order win boost coming in as far as Vascon is concerned. The company has received a letter of intent from Pimpri Chinchwad Municipal Corporation. The order size for this particular hospital construction is over 355 crore, and the company will complete this particular order within 36 months of the acceptance date.
All right, thanks a lot for that, Vivek. Well, here's a quick recap. Stocks with positive news flow. There's Titagarh Rail, more on that later. IRCTC, IGL, Oberoi Realty, Tech Mahindra, Rategain, Tata Power, Kirloskar Electric, CIE Automotive and Vascon Engineers. While today, guess what? There are no stocks on our radar that are likely to open in the red. But that doesn't mean that there won't be any red stocks. It's just that the news flow is quite on the upside. But let's take it to Hormuz. He's joining in to tell us about the brokerage notes that you need to focus on this morning. Hormuz, good morning.
Good morning, Sonia, and plenty of them on the radar as well. First up, I'll start off with Nomura, which has come out with a note on the cement sector, and it mentions that the prices have moderated marginally in November, but they have stayed strong on a sequential basis at a pan-India level. Now, it mentions that the prices have moderated marginally as the price hikes done in October have largely sustained in the month of November, and on a pan-India level, the prices are up 17 rupees a bag on a sequential basis. Now, when it comes to a region-wise breakup, Nomura mentions that in the southern part of the country, the prices have remained robust and they have increased by 34 rupees a bag on a sequential basis. Now, the October price hike of 35 rupees a bag has also been fully absorbed. Now, when it comes to the northern part of the country, though, Nomura mentions that the prices have corrected by 13 rupees a bag month on month, but on a sequential basis, they have increased by 23 rupees a bag. And they also mention that the demand remains weak in that geography due to the labor unavailability and also on the construction ban. And when it comes to the western part of the country, Nomura has mentioned that the prices have declined by 12 rupees a bag, but they are up 13 rupees a bag on a sequential basis. And here as well, the demand remains weak, but this is because of the festive season. Now, the other note is Bernstein, which has come out with a note on the IT sector. Now, this is the third note that we are seeing on the sector in the last 2 days. And here they mentioned that just as most of the street participants are also saying, the sector focus has moved away from FY24 onto the growth outlook for FY25. And it also mentions that the combination of stabilizations of US macro, bottoming out of cloud revenue, and a strong sector order book is setting up the platform for strong growth in FY25. Now, it has highlighted some risky sectors as well, like BFSI and telecom. It has called them leaky buckets, but it says that despite those leaky buckets, the sector is positioned well for a growth recovery in FY25 with improving margins and a double-digit EPS growth. Now, on the valuation front, they say valuations are stable in line with their 5-year average, and as a result, it is overweight on select large caps with an outperform rating on Infosys and TCS. And lastly, we have Morgan Stanley on Reliance Industries, where it is saying that Reliance will exit its fourth investment cycle in 2024, which will be the shortest in the last 30 years. And the monetization of these investments as the upcycle across the verticals that will pick up is the most underappreciated than what it was in the previous 3 investment cycles. Now, Morgan Stanley has highlighted 5 factors that should reverse this peak investor skepticism. One, there's a significant ramp up in retail revenue, especially grocery. We saw how the retail segment performed in the September quarter. 2, inventory restocking for chemicals in India. 3, tightening in global fuel markets as China has capped domestic refining capacity until 2025. 4, the oil and gas production ramp up and monetization of 5G via fixed wireless offerings and market share gains. Back to you.
Thank you very much for that. Let's move on and get a complete roundup of all the action from the commodity market overnight. Manisha is with us.
Thank you so much for that. Well, we've seen very strong gains come in for commodities in last couple of sessions. Well, the reason being that you have seen a decline in dollar index. That one is trading below 104. And not just gold, which is back around 1990, or copper price is trading at around 4-month highs right now. We have seen a very smart rebound come in for the crude oil prices also, now trading above $82 a barrel. We have seen the crude oil prices gain about 6% in last 2 days. And this is ahead of the OPEC and allies meeting, which is on 26th of November. Markets also do believe that there is a fall in speculative shorts as well, which brought the prices down from 91 to almost 78 on the lower side. And then there are expectations that Saudi Arabia and Russia will roll over the additional cuts into the beginning of 2024. So everywhere that you look, there's a bit of a bullish statement coming in. Of course, the markets also will watch out for the economic data from China and US, which are slated for today and tomorrow. But ahead of that, there is a definite buying across commodities.
Thank you very much for that, Manisha. We will slip into a short break. On the other side, we'll invite Nishchal Maheshwari of Centrum Broking for some stock talk. Stay tuned.